How's it? Welcome back. It's me, Ryan Thwaites, with another beginner guitar lesson. Now, you might notice the backdrop keeps changing. That's because I'm a peripatetic instrumental tutor, and don't worry, I had to look that word up myself too when I got the job. It means traveling. So today we're here. We will do some more stuff back at home with the puppy, dare I say, but today we're here. And this should be a fairly quick and concise lesson, hopefully. I want to talk to you today about chords, okay? So I'm going to get the miniature whiteboard out just very quickly, get some terminology out of the way. A chord. What is a chord? It's two or more notes played at the same time. Yeah, two or more notes played at the same time. Now, if you were listening last week, you know what a note is, because it's just one thing, one note. Huh. The electric keyboard's not on. But anyway, you can imagine it making one sound, okay? If we say play two sounds together, or three, hopefully you can see that, or a load of that, that is still a chord. You can imagine it as loads of chords. Imagine 30 voices in a choir all singing different notes. They're making a chord, all right? It's just a bit of terminology. So chords are really useful to know. They underpin a lot of what we do on guitar, most of what we do on guitar. And today I'm going to teach you two really easy chords. Now, we've got a bit of terminology going on here again. The two chords that we're going to learn are major and minor. Major, again, is kind of important chord, and then minor, not so important. I disagree with that. It's a terrible way of remembering it. Probably the better way of remembering it is the emotions that they produce, because obviously music produces emotion. So major chords tend to sound happy, and minor chords tend to sound sad. Other emotions are available, meaning other words to describe those chords. So a happy chord could also be described as a bold chord or an exciting chord. Yeah. Minor could be like moody or creepy or whatever. The English language hasn't really got a good framework for dealing with emotional content in music, but we do our best. Anyway, so here are some chords for you. I don't know, this one's kind of cool. Here's another one. We've got this one. There's another one. There's another one. One more. Maybe a few more. Yeah? Chords. You've seen guitarists doing it before. Now, I'd like to teach you them quickly, but I want to show you one more thing, because we've been using tab so far, but I just wanted to give you a little insight into where this is potentially going. Tab, that's what we've been learning so far. You need to look at this lens. That's what we've been learning so far, okay? This is music, and this is a chord box. Now these three things are actually all saying the same thing. This has got the most amount of information in it, followed by this, and this has got the least amount of information in it. Okay, tab. Like I said, we're lucky to have tab as guitarists, and tab is what we're going to be using, because it is quite simply telling you what fret to play on what string. If there's any confusion, feel free to go back to my previous lessons. I am taking my time with this and going nice and gently, nice and slowly. If there are any questions or comments or ways to improve it, I did have somebody mention that maybe I demonstrate a little bit too quickly, so I can fix that hopefully in the future. I don't know about the clarity of my high-tech system solutions, but hopefully it comes across enough. Anyway, here are the two chords that we're going to learn today. E minor and A, okay? So E minor is a minor chord, so we could say it's a sad chord, and A, well, it's a major chord, so we could say it's happy or bold. Now, when there's no M, it's major. We don't tend to say A major, we just tend to say A. We state the minor, so E minor, A. Minor chord, major chord. Anyway, as we can see there, hopefully, you've got your 6 strings with numbers on them. Now the first thing you'll notice, as compared to last week where we learned the scale, is that all the numbers are stacked. And that is because they played together. That is simply what it means. With the scale, we were playing notes one at a time, and now they're stacked. Okay, we play them together. Now, there's 6 notes there because we're playing all 6 strings. We don't have 6 fingers, so what we're going to do is strum it. And that's a strum. And any of you who've been mucking around on the guitar have definitely done that. Holding the pick in the same way and just letting it glide across the strings. That glide is important. It's so important. Let it glide. You can see it's bobbling across. Yeah? I'm holding the pick as tight as I need to hold it and no more. Again, like fretting. And you're letting it glide across the strings. You can see it bumping up and down. Yeah? That's a down strum, down to the ground. And an up strum, you're just reversing it. And you're just letting it glide. There's a bit of a... We generally play over the sound hole. We can play at the bridge or over the 12th fret. It changes the tone, getting a bit advanced there, but for the moment, over the sound hole. Right, so what does it mean? Let's get down to it. You can hopefully see here that on the A string and the D string, because you've learnt the names of your strings, right? The A string and the D string, we're going to play the 2nd frets. The rest of them are going to remain open or untouched. We still play them, we don't fret them. Okay, so on the guitar, here she is. 2nd fret, 2nd fret. Hopefully you can see what's going on here. There's the 2nd fret, there's the A string. I'll need to move that out the way a bit so that I can get the other finger also behind the 2nd fret. You can see they're both behind the 2nd fret. This one's a bit further away. It's going to need to be because of the shape of our hands. As a result, it's probably going to have to squeeze a bit harder, but they're both behind the 2nd fret. Hopefully you can see the rest of the strings remain untouched. You see that all right? They remain untouched. That's the hardest bit, if I'm honest. But if we're maintaining that wrist shape that we spoke about, and we're sitting correctly, those fingers should be able to curve around and not get in the way of the rest of the strings. Now, there's no information to tell you which fingers to use, so you could use those 2. Same thing, curved. You could use those 2, I suppose. It's a bit advanced and would only really have its use in a special application. I prefer to play in E minor with those 2 fingers, but please, by all means, have fun with it. I would not recommend something like that. That's a bit weird. Yeah, it's a bit weird. No need for it, okay? Anyway, this is what E minor sounds like. I'm just strumming down and up. Just getting used to the sound of the chord, okay? A looks like that. I've got 3 fingers all behind the 2nd fret. Again, they're all curved around. I don't know, you can see my fingers are not in the way. Woo, it's hard to see. On tab, here it is. 2nd fret, 2nd fret, 2nd fret, all right? So the fingers are not in the way of these open strings because we want them to make a noise, and we're fretting 3 2nd frets on the D, G, and the B string because we've learned the names of all the strings. There is no number there. Don't play that string. For the moment, just don't play it. Don't worry if you do play it, it doesn't matter. It's going to change the sound and therefore the name of the chord slightly, but it will still be an A. There we are. This is what an A sounds like. I'm actually using my thumb to just mute that, but don't worry about it. If you strum all 6 strings, it's still going to sound good. Back to E minor, and then to A. You can hear the sounds changing. Minor, major. And you can just feel free to experiment with your strumming, okay? A lot of stuff that's done, especially on acoustic guitar, it consists of strumming. Guitar can do many other things as well, but it's a really great place to start. And armed with a few basic chords, you can play hundreds, if not thousands, of songs. I will go on to teach you what I think are the 10 best chords to learn. Yeah, like I said, you'll be able to play thousands of songs. With your scales, we're going to be able to play things like riffs. An example of a riff that pretty much everyone would know is Smoke on the Water. Anyway, that's for another lesson, because we are going to get to some cool riffs. Perhaps not Smoke on the Water, I don't know. Maybe you want to put some suggestions in the comments below. But remember, for beginners. Okay, I hope that made sense. I think that pretty much wraps it up for me today. Hope you enjoyed it, and looking forward to seeing you in the next episode. All right, cheers, bye.